Hello, welcome back to rollxplay, where we roll dice and play games. You've joined us for our Tuesday campaign, Threads of Chaos. We're now chapter 2. This is episode 17? 17. Yeah, sure. 17. I think it is. If you want some insect facts, join our community Discord. It's in the description down below. We'll be sharing some that we've been talking about offline.
No, we
Only the
won't.
wholesomest of facts.
Yeah, no existential terror ones like butterflies drinking blood. But it's good to note, this information could be
It is
very
not.
prudent.
It is utterly unnecessary.
Well, until you run into a butterfly, you never know. You never know.
What is it going to do?
What if we have a
Imagine
butterfly
butterfly
apocalypse?
vampire.
Yeah.
Now we're thinking.
I saw that video on Instagram. I was like,
Or a butterfly dragon just in like a lake of blood.
Just chilling, just relaxing. Hey guys, have a drink.
Throw a little swirly straw.
through their tongue, which is the swirly straw. Here we are. We're back again, and we're going to dive straight into it. Last session, we had a bit of a reunion between Oberon/Helen and their uncle, as well as Cal, Alicia, and Ulrin getting to know Clay a little bit more. There was a little bit of chaos that happened at the tavern where they all met, and a quick, rapid exit ensued. They had seen that some machinations of Tintava had begun to take place as people were beginning to turn. They had drank and consumed, or were forced to consume, elements of green bile, like this oozy liquid, which had turned them all frenetic and under one singular mind, it seemed, as the entire town had become fully controlled by the point that the party had exited. They had also seen that this goo had some sort of evolutionary process as well, where some creatures would begin to change their form, going from a humanoid bystander to this grotesque inverted version of themselves, where they are more dangerous and deadly than before. But luckily enough, the party had ran away as quick as possible, leaving the town behind, but not before seeing that the town is looking like a forward operation base, as Entropy, the place which sold the most kind of catered for drink everywhere, is being used as this sort of point of spread to create more of this drink, more of this bile to go into it, and to distribute it to perhaps have more people under this singular mind. But the party wish to stop this, and to do that they must stop Tintava. And in doing so, they find themselves in the Tipsy Turvey Valley. So, you have entered the Tipsy Turvey Valley. Drink every time I say Tipsy Turvey Valley, and you'll be drunk. So, as you have descended in, you've travelled for about an hour at this point, trying to get at least some mileage before you find that you are getting a little bit too tired at this point. You had travelled all the way to town. You had spent a little bit of time in the town, drinking in the tavern, and now you have kind of ran, and have found a bit of a moment to have at least a short rest. You may need to have a long rest sooner than later, but at least to catch your breath now before you continue onwards would be ideal. So you'll find yourselves in this sort of underground lagoon. It is fairy lights drifting back and forth, as it is this very picturesque, scenic space to relax in. If it weren't for terrible times at the moment, it would probably be a good spot to be in. The fairy lights that are dancing around are sprinkles of pink as well as orange, and mixed with yellow, kind of flickering between the two, just dazzling around the space. Above you, you can see vines draped over, and some of them have bulbs of kind of plant life that have grown and created their own sort of bioluminescence. They themselves glow those similar colors, those sorts of greens, those oranges, and as well as those pinks. They vary in different heights, and the vines come down at points to touch the lake here. So you use that as a bit of a cover as well. So you place yourself within the vines, hide behind, at least you're obscured from anyone coming down this tunnel, and you have a bit of a spot to relax in. So you're going to have a short rest, so if you want to heal up anything from your short rest. You do have Amandus as well as Clay with you. Clay has handed whoever wanted it a vial that they had procured of the green goo. Passed it over to Alicio. So Alicio, you have that with you. So yeah, is there anything you guys wish to talk about, discuss, interact with before anything were to happen?
Check over everyone's mouths just in case.
Sure.
Including Alicia asking people to triple check his just in case, and definitely not freaking out, but
okay.
Yeah.
Can each one of you just roll a perception check or investigation?
Yes.
I will be investigating.
Attempt to perceive.
Okay. With your rolls, go on.
I was just gonna say, I'll also start pulling out my herbalism kit, like, with the general vibe that Alicia will probably want to have a look at whatever the fuck this is.
Sure.
I know Oberon wants to help.
Okay. With your general checks, looking around at everyone, you'll nervously, knowing that there is a danger here, check each other's and check to see if the other person has made sure as well. So each one of you are basically going person to person, ensuring that no tongues are green. You look down their throats, you have a quick check, and you do see Amandus is kind of like telling you the telltale signs to see, and it's not quite evident. You have to open the mouth wide and really look back as behind the uvula, almost going down towards the throat area, you're trying to see a small slither of green there, and he kind of like points it out and tries to show you at least where to look. So it's not directly on the tongue, it seems to be more hidden at the back. But you're confident, each one of you, that no one is tainted, that no one is turned. But
Yay.
During this time, you're investigating this green goo. All right, you have the vial in your hand. The vial itself has only about a little bit in it of the green goo because he couldn't really touch it himself, so he just picked up as much as he could, and it just sits in the bottom. It is corked. You have it in your hand. How are you going to be testing it? What are you looking for? What's the sort of process that you're going to be conducting here?
Well, first of all, very carefully. Not taking off his face mask, not taking off his gloves at all during testing it. He's gonna see how, like, because we only have a limited amount of it, so we can't really be spilling it around. But he's gonna see, like, maybe like how a droplet would react to like any living, well, not like maybe a piece of leaf or something.
Sure.
Just to see if it has an effect of any sort.
You drop a little bit. Can you roll throughout all of this? What sort of proficiencies do you have in regards to the tools and...
I have a herbalism kit.
Okay.
Oberon's got proficiency in herbalism kit and alchemist supplies, but obviously alchemist supplies are like a massive big table setup, but would kind of trying to be helping as much as possible.
The mixture of concoctions would be closer to alchemy rather than herbalism, because herbalism is more kind of like your leaves, crushing them. There's no sort of like small, tiny like amounts dropped in here and there. So you would have to use your alchemy check for this. If you want to use Oberon for this, since they'll have a more steady hand, you can ask them to drop it for you, unless you wish to do it yourself. But you won't have proficiency.
We'll ask Oberon.
Okay.
We're doing chemistry.
Heisenberg
We're doing
themselves.
drugs?
No. Distinctly not drugs. Distinctly don't eat
But to be
this.
fair, with herbalism, you can make health potions, but yeah.
Health potions is different from trying to dilute and cut a very specific small strand.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
I'll go into roll.
Okay. Do I get anything for the fact that Alicio and Oberon are doing this together?
Sure.
Or is it just straight?
Sure, we'll give you advantage.
Yay! Hey, that's a net 20.
You use the very bare minimum as you try and drop the slightest amount, losing not much from the entire vial that you have, but enough to see a process take place. Nothing happens. It touches the bioorganic material, you drop it on top of the leaf, and it kind of holds there for a moment. It seems to be quite like sticky in some way, but for the most part, it just holds itself there and doesn't have any sort of altering effects.
If I get like a clean weapon that I have and kind of slice my finger and more or less like feed it a drop of blood, what'd it do?
Drop some blood on it. The blood just cascades over and falls to the side. Seems to have no effect.
In some weird way, it seems to be not like water resistant, but just everything glides off of it.
Seems so.
Okay. Can we see how it, like, if there's any components that we might recognize that with what this was made with?
You can roll a medicine check to see if you can understand the properties.
Sure. 24.
24. This doesn't seem to be anything that's man-made. This seems to be a secretion, a type of perhaps organic bile that is built up and is then distributed. Would make sense for if everyone is under the control of Tintava whilst this is in their body and in their system.
How much is girl like spitting a day? Holy guacamole. Oh, no. Knowing that, though, is there any knowledge of, like, Alicia knowing how to make antidotes, etc., that could reverse engineer this? Like how you would with a snake using their own venom to create an antidote?
Roll
at
an
least
Arcana check.
Okay. 16?
With a 16, there's not enough information here from this small drop that you have to try and create some sort of antitoxin or anything like that. Since it does secrete from the creature, there is possibility that there is some sort of poison or venom. But since it doesn't seem to have any harm against bioorganic material, it perhaps is something else, something perhaps a little bit different.
Okay. If I did the spell magic on it, does anything happen?
You want to cast it?
Looks at Oberon for confirmation.
I mean, if there is like ways that you can track magic, but like, is that a thing that's common around here?
Not necessarily, especially
I mean,
since
teleportation
this is so
magic
far
and
away.
messages can be weird, but like aside from that, magic kind of works more or less here.
Roll
right?
roll an Arcana check, Oberon.
Oh, great, cool. Let's see.
The spell magic won't have an effect on this. The reason for it is because this isn't some sort of magic. This seems to be a part of Tintava. The closest thing that you can probably recognize from it is some kind of ooze, an actual creature of sorts. Like this thing seems to be a part of her in some messed up way. So it can't be dispelled because it's a creature. Whether there is some sort of remedy to remove it, that's something you're not sure of.
Oberon would kind of convey as much to Alicio as they're kind of poking at it, just like kind of realizing with just like complete disgust on their face.
Yep. when you say part of her, do you just mean as a excrement, or do you mean as in if we did
Zuko
something
has the excrement, but that's not like a part of his body. It's like sweat. This seems to be a bit more a part of her body. Like some oozes, you can cut them into a bunch of pieces, but it doesn't always, it just becomes more pieces.
So, if we were to potentially cast a spell affecting whatever the hell this is, would it affect her too?
I'll probably just shrug. I don't know. We could try, but it might not be the smartest idea.
Well, if she uses this to control people, right? And it's part of some bigger hive mind, as you said. What if we, not created an antidote per se, but if somebody tried to take over it, the small piece, alter it just enough, like a virus going into a system of a body.
Looking down at the goo doesn't have sentiment, does it? Like it has no feelings. It's just like
it's just matter.
Wait, question, but do we know if demons have sentiment at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we
We were
do.
told
We
they're
know
emotional,
because
But they do have sentiment.
but they do have sentiment.
yeah.
We got one with depression.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
assume so.
Yeah,
well,
that classic.
Happiness, love, sadness, depression.
We got the depressed one and put him in a forever crazy sensory deprivation chamber.
Yeah.
Be tortured by a man from the end of time.
Well, he also has contact to one of the, clerics of the clerics, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
With all
He
of
has
this,
the best therapist in his head.
with all of this talk going on, Clay will also speak up. Is it possible if this thing is a creature, then it has already alerted us of our location, no? Then she knows where we are. And it's listening and hearing everything we say.
Has a point. We should leave it here. It's not worth it. No matter where we're going.
We
It'll
might
take forever to deconstruct it anyway, which, we don't even have the gear.
Let's not
But
be
hasn't
hasty. We might still need
Mr.
the sample. Just stick it into a bag of holding. I doubt she can sense our location from another plane.
And also, didn't Mr. Uncle over there say that if she knew where we were, she would already be here and trying to murder us? Or him, at least? So...
I mean, is it worth the risk having it with us? We're probably gonna get more of it, considering...
Great!
Well, it is just interesting that it is not reacting, but we can talk, we can act, we can do anything we want, and it seems none the wiser. Yet when it is in one of those people, they were acting with authority.
Well, maybe it needs a host.
Or a sentiment.
Perhaps the host more so. It does not have eyes or ears. It cannot see, it cannot hear, unless it is connected to someone, no?
Presumably.
Perhaps when it is in someone, then they become a beacon, a part of this network that's there.
Yes, like the hive mind that we talked about.
If we
Like ants.
wanted to, I don't know, test on it, we could try and put it in something, or a lesser creature, perhaps, for experiments.
I don't think.
Oh, Oberon kind of starts looking around to see if there are any frogs on the ground somewhere.
Should we risk being a beacon to her?
If we're not getting rid of this, I think we either get rid of the sample or try it again. I think either way, though, we should move. We've been here a bit too long.
All right.
Once again, if it is a beacon even in this state, it will not be in a bag of holding.
As far as we know,
even more powerful divination cannot cross the boundaries of the between the planes.
All right.
Into the bag of holding it goes. Plunk.
How close are we to the next, like, seeing stuff?
Checking.
Amandus will kind of speak up. We have maybe a few hours ahead of us before we reach the point of contention.
Cool. Not what I was asking. Oberon, how long?
Checks the stopwatch. How long?
You have 2 hours left.
About the same.
Why do you keep checking this watch?
It's a timekeeping thing. Got some people on the outside just so we can make sure that, time's not going too fast. So they can keep track of us.
Smart. Very clever. By the way, what do I refer to you as, since you don't want me talking about you as you were?
Oberon is good.
Oberon it is.
So are you going to introduce us at any point? Or are we gonna... Like, I can keep referring to him as Mr. Uncle Guy, but I'm not sure he would enjoy that.
Yeah, Oberon would kind of straighten up and gesture to their uncle and go, "This is Armandus. He is a priest of I forgot which god."
That's a long name for a god.
You've got this.
I have not heard of that god. Who the fuck is that?
I did not have this open, but give me a second to scroll and find it.
It's okay.
I low-key forgot that we hadn't introduced.
Max, do you have it on hand?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my bad. I'm like scrolling up through like all of my DMs with Max real quick.
Well, Max, how
try
about
and
you
find
tell
it.
us?
I believe he's a priest
Sorry.
of Teller. I believe. God of stories and myths. But you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Would make sense.
It's been a while since we've actually looked at it. Since it's been 2 years that we've been doing this campaign. 2.5 years.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Armandus.
Only 2.5 years. We're finally meeting this character.
Hey, you know.
Actually, I don't. It's not in the notes that I've written down. I have the Tintava, Gallus, and
I'm pretty sure it's
Helen's
Teller.
mom. Okay.
Well, Teller makes sense, even if it's...
He's a priest of Teller. He is the brother of Gallus, who is the king of Harpoli.
Hi, it's a pleasure. I'm Cal.
Shakes your hand. Gives you a firm grip. It's quite a weak handshake you have there.
Yeah. Thanks.
You can
I need
toughen up
those
a bit.
hands. They're important.
Well, thank you for all being here alongside Oberon, and, well, I'm assuming that this is all in service of the big goal. It is appreciated. I tried to reach out to several people, asking for help, sometimes pleading, but no avail. It seems it's only us that are here and ready to stand up against her, which is, well, I won't say great. I won't sugarcoat it. We are against the odds. But that's what great stories form of, right? You don't seem confident, Cal.
Well, we were sort of hoping you had an army.
So was I.
Yeah.
Oberon kind of never really heard, or basically never got a straight answer from Maeve as to, like, anything, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, great. Super cool. Super cool. Huge.
Do you know any of her weaknesses then? If you've been at this for a while. Anything we should be aware of that we don't already know?
Weaknesses? No. I have not been close to Harperley. I've only seen the exterior walls and what has happened to its structure. Abandoned and forgotten, just used as a template. For Tintava herself, nothing. All I know is the woman she was before. And that is a woman trying to climb the ranks, I guess. A handmaiden, now professed queen.
As far as strengths, she's cunning, she's, well, can fly, she's maneuverable. Spellcaster, probably. Yeah, best guess.
Physically strong or no?
Not that I've seen, but you never know.
Look, she was able
Oren,
to
do
hide
you
so
think
much.
you can ask, if you can get anything?
I don't really have such a connection, not that I'm aware of. It's
Have
him
you
that
tried?
initiates our talks. I can try. And yeah, I try to like meditate, reach out.
Okay.
Bit awkwardly because that's only really a thing he's done for his god.
Now you're praying to another.
This is basically the same thing, right?
Hmm.
No.
He's specifically not praying.
Rather than looking up and going, hey, up there, you're looking down, going, oh, hey, down there.
Hey, oh fucker.
Hey, help me out.
Yo, what's up?
You try to reach out to this tether that you have with the Woe of Death, and that cold sensation creeps through again, and you feel your body freeze up as everywhere around you stops completely. Yes. You call for me.
Yes, I have a few questions, though I regret even asking.
I am more
I'm
pliable
sure you'd rather
than
not be
your
so
god.
personally involved.
Personally involved, why?
It is about Tintava.
You continue your mission to slay my brothers and sisters. Good. Tintava is deceptive, cunning, and sly. She will use anything and anyone to save herself. She is cowardly and has hidden for a long time, longer than I. But she has made her place very warm, her throne warmer. What is it you wish to know about her?
Weaknesses and strengths. We are to fight her, and it will be dangerous not only for us, but all she holds under thrall. We must be quick if we can.
Quick. You must certainly be quick, or be overwhelmed. Tintava is powerful. If she has her hands on many as she does, then her eyes are everywhere, her ears listening. You will be surrounded on all fronts, unknowing of who to trust or who to believe. She is quite persuasive to those less trained, but there is one way.
Do say.
But first, one question for you. If you'll allow me the pleasure.
Ask.
Why did you not ask your god? You chose me rather than them. Why?
Due to the fact that you're also a demon. And I assumed that your knowledge would be more intimate. Besides, I trust that Moradin has given me the information he can.
Be very careful where you tread, Ulrin. Your god isn't as kind to outsiders as you may think. He has been betrayed many times before, and has disowned many. Have you ever heard of what happened to the Raven Queen?
I don't think so.
She had mailed her way into the Shadowfell and had made it her personal duty to oversee mortality. That was not the problem. The problem was that she got involved when everyone said they wouldn't. She acted, and the world paid for it. Moradin issued her payment in full, renounced her, removed her from Alzura, and no longer was she a god. A celestial turned mortal once more. If he is capable to doing this to a child of his own, what will he do to you knowing this transaction?
You may be right to assume. I have treaded from the path, found my differences with the doctrines of Moradin. But I believe deeper than idolatry in the man. I aim to see the ideal behind. of protection, of creation. If my values don't align with that of Moradin, and I feel myself stray, then perhaps eventually he will make judgment upon me. But still, I act in best interest. I aim to protect. I aim to create. And I remain faithful to his wisdom in allowing me to proceed, in considering a point of view.
Very wise and very noble. I pray that he does not. But time will tell. But your question must be answered. Tintava's main weakness is that alone she is scared. That her touch is faltering. It cannot be destroyed outright, but it can be cleansed. And one as holy as you should know how to do that.
Act perhaps as a curse.
That is as much as I can say. It would be unfair of me to betray her in such a way. As you said.
Through a connection, have you seen what she did recently?
I've seen as much as I need to, and I know of her transgressions beforehand. But it means very little in the grand scheme, for death awaits all of us eventually, even gods and demons.
Do not come to me with such nihilism.
I will not. But I will echo your words. To protect, to serve, to ensure the sanctity of those living, not to destroy. I will not leave her on a pedestal to die. I will give you the tools that you need to find your own path. And you feel the connection fade away.
Yeah. Oren awakens from his state of meditation, opening his eyes, and looks towards the group. He answered.
And
he was reluctant to share too many details.
Understandable.
However, some things he did say, and Oren starts recounting the conversation.
Okay. Huh. I mean, that's something. Right?
The advice is a bit cryptic. I am not specialized in exorcisms or anything of the sort. I'm not sure what he could have meant. But as a cleric, I should be able to cleanse it. But if I have the ability, then perhaps we should resume testing to find out.
I suppose so.
I think perhaps, though, we should move a little more first. If we've already been here an hour-ish, if we stay here much longer, someone will eventually find us just by roaming into us.
Yeah, not a good idea.
We should.
Keep moving up until it's time to check in.
I'm gonna disguise any traces of us having been here. Anything we left behind by making a campsite, I'm gonna...
Sure. As you you all begin to leave this makeshift camp that you've made, push past the vines as you now enter the cave proper once more. Amandus leads the way, kind of guiding you further down into the tunnels. The light is nowhere to be seen anymore as you are just following this sort of fairy-like colours back and forth. Can each one of you roll a stealth check, please?
Yippee!
Alicia's gonna do...
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Vigilant Blessing to Oberon.
What does Vigilant Blessing do?
An advantage on the next initiative check.
Cool.
And also Eyes of Night on anyone who doesn't have dark vision, so they get for an hour the same amount of dark vision which I have, which I think is like 300 feet or some shit like that. Yep.
Oh shit, 300 feet!
I forget how much.
Cleric of the
I
stars.
can see that far normally.
Ooh, oh wait, I have advantage rolled up.
I will also,
anyway.
as we're kind of moving along, get the angel shield off whoever's carrying it / whatever bag it's in and start attuning to it.
Okay. We'll say
Even
during
more
the short
fucking
rest you can
wings.
attune to it, so you can have it then.
Do you see your senses again?
Should be in the bottom
But-
somewhere.
Every time someone mentions attuning to something, I'm tempted to pick up that fucking ring. It's so...
No!
Don't.
Don't do it. Do not do it. Stop. Get some
Oh.
help. You
Get
don't
help.
want that. You don't want to do
I
that.
Ow.
do want that, though.
Masochist.
No. No.
Yeah,
Cal
this
would
is
get
just
ganked instantly. Cal would get
Oh.
ganked so instantly.
That's
But-
okay.
By the way, Brooke, I did program into the shield that it changes its armor value if you click on it. So you can do that, but I can't produce the other effects.
Where is it?
It's the it's the one activity the thing has. So if you just click on the thing, it will.
Where's the where is
in
the
the
item?
mule?
Like,
Oh,
is it
yeah.
in the mule? Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Right. Well, with those pretty bad stealth checks,
what do you mean?
there was a nat 1 in there as
I
well.
rolled in that one.
Walking through the cave, there isn't many places to hide. And in fact, as you're walking down, you'd spent about an hour resting up. You notice the same green ooze in this cave system as well. You can see it in places on the ceiling. No, on the ground. On the ceiling. And it doesn't drip. It just holds itself in these, almost like they're building into stalactites. And they just kind of form themselves in these conical shapes and just hold. You're expecting it to drop or droop, but no, it's just staying up there. And at this point now, Amandus puts his hand up. Right, we're going to have to be a bit more careful from this point onwards because I imagine they've been here. They weren't here previously, so maybe when their scouts were coming after us, maybe they've gone in here. So keep an eye out. And be wary of anything, even creatures. It's not just humanoids that it affects.
Who's not?
And
Noted.
on my advice, do try not to walk directly beneath these blobs of goo. I imagine they are set up as traps, ready to fall down upon you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
And
wouldn't just
everyone
want them
puts their
camping.
face masks back on.
They were never off.
Yes, they were when we were checking your fucking mouth, I hope.
You put it back on after it.
Okay.
At this point, I would like each of you to roll a survival check as you are trying to
Oh, I'm not good at those.
manage your way through this cave.
Is that okay?
Okay.
By the way, don't think you need it, Leonie, but that is to navigate, so you get a default.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I am going to roll that on top. Maybe let's see if I can get a 30. That isn't. God damn it! No.
Why is it every time people roll a d4, it's always a 1? It's always like the most depressing thing ever.
Yeah.
Except if you roll them without purpose, then it's a 3, apparently.
Yeah.
With your joint, pretty good survival check, you follow Amandus's lead. Is there anything that you guys want to do whilst you are heading into this cave further? Anyone doing anything in particular? Looking, keeping to themselves, managing something, trying to spot other things? What's the sort of plan with you guys individually?
I'm literally just keeping an eye on anything that moves.
Anything that moves. Got it.
Anything that moves.
Okay.
Spotting if there's any tracks from the goo, like we saw in the building that they left behind. Anything that looks fresh. And keeping as far away from it as possible.
Okay.
I'd look for things hiding, possible ambush sites, the like.
All right. Well, with that in mind, if Oberon wishes to do anything, you can let me know, Brooke. But as you are navigating forward, Alicio, you're looking for any other trails, any other sort of indications of where people have gone or been, or any signs of goo. You can't see any footsteps, but as you're going closer, you're seeing more of these stalactites kind of raising in these conical forms. And at this point, they're the thing that is the most abundant in the ceiling. They gather in several points, they're coming over in different areas, and yeah, they're all on the cusp of like dropping, it seems. But none of them have dropped. The floor in front of you is completely clean. But those stalactites, there's nothing connecting between them. So whatever created them didn't walk on the ceiling. At this point, you're looking at the walls, and you're seeing like the odd splutter, the odd swish, as though something has flown through here.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like
I
that
hate
at
that.
all.
Is it kind of like how spiders will like
Make a cocoon.
like make a cocoon? Yeah. Is it
kind
that
of, but it's
Is it
more
more like something got left behind as this thing was hitting the ceiling while flying through here?
something.
Yeah. At least it just kind of stops, computes, looking, and like, is this like the only way we can go forward?
Well, we can't go backwards because they might be there.
Right.
We have to persevere and continue forward.
I did see the big eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
From before.
This isn't their sort of environment, though.
Yeah, well, they're also fucking hive mind controlled, so what do I know? It could also be a fucking dragon.
Why would you say that?
Well, we're in a dungeon and we might as well see a dragon. Well, something flew through here. It might be one of the eagles we saw before. It might be something else that got infected by the ooze. But whatever it is, it's big. I'm assuming it's big. It seems like there's like multiple things flew by and it's like a one one big thing.
Could be. It could be one thing that's flown by several times.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Whatever it is, this is probably its home.
We should keep moving then. Quickly.
Towards it.
the alternative
we can't
is
go
the
back.
army of zombies.
So yeah,
Okay.
towards it. We need to keep moving.
You continue forward, trying to avoid anything that may drop and finding the best path ahead. Who is leading the charge alongside Amanda's? Anyone else?
I mean, I think Cal's second best at survival, like navigating, so
Lord, love that. Yep.
Can you roll a survival check then, Cal, at advantage? And Amanda's for 18.
Is this true?
It's not
this is
tracking.
kind
This
of-
one's not tracking. This is you trying to find the best possible route along here. You have advantage, so you can roll again.
I forgot.
Also, if you're finding a route, it's once again navigation.
If you
Well,
have
Max just
something-
said it's not.
Well, if you have something towards navigation, you said tracking.
I have navigator
Check the
skills
wording.
that could help Cal, but I think that's just you already have advantage.
Yeah.
Technically, it is.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's
it's
the negative
opposite.
effect.
It's the
Okay.
opposite, right?
Minus
I remember now.
D4.
Yeah, that is the negative thing. Thank you, Arda.
My bad.
And when it's with purpose,
Sake.
minus 3.
Okay,
So
it's an 18.
All right. Then
And if I failed that, Max, by the way, there's also that's a failure that there is something that happens.
okay. What happens if it fails?
I get a small amount of food that I got from who knows where.
Okay, great. You continue snaking your way through, trying to avoid anything the best as possible. Now, the ground isn't the most stable. At points, there's sort of divots and ditches and areas that just drop down about 15 feet, and they're just natural erosions in the ground. But as you're going through, you're trying to avoid all of these as best as possible. And with Cal leading you, you manage to do so. So there's no extra rolling that's needed. Cal, you find some food. You find some food on the ground. Now, it might not be food that you'd probably have, but something would have it.
Oh, cool.
And then
Is it
another
meat
thing
or is it plant food? Oh, no.
drops down from the ceiling. Olrin, you were looking for something that was hiding. Cal, you were looking for something that was moving. The two of you see the same thing above you, which had resembled one of the many stalactites that are here amongst the sort of green ooze ones. You see this form begin to shift and move around, and it seems to have these hardened rock-like wings that reach outwards from its main interior body, and it just stretches out as food. These bones just crack in its mouth, and it falls as it just becomes brittle and breaks towards your feet, Cal. As you look up, it resembles a monstrous bat, huge in size, with a earthen, rocky exterior to a lot of its body. It seems to be elemental related. But another thing you notice is from its nostrils that are there against its very rat-like face, ooze just dripping downwards.
Nobody move.
You see it's kind of... and it looks like it's reeling back to sneeze. Do you stay?
Taking cover.
Yeah, I drag everyone along that seems unaware.
Okay. Do you try and pull them out of view, out of perhaps the destination where this is going to go?
Yeah.
Out of sneeze range, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then, if you could roll a... This will be just a wisdom check from you, Ulrin, to see if you can get out of this perimeter quick enough. Guiding everyone to safety. You pull everyone back. Can you also roll a d6?
And but I don't want to. Fuck.
Okay.
Probably
As you
bad.
usher everyone away, you are kind of the last one here. As you're trying to push everyone forward, you're the last one at the back. And you just see this creature above you that is maybe about 15 foot tall and maybe 15 foot wide at its core. Its wings would extend much further than that. But the green ooze just begins to... as it sprays downwards. I'm going to just roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, you're not good at those.
Can I assist by jumping in front of him?
No, unfortunately.
You should not.
Okay.
I specifically
I should
kicked
not.
you away.
Yeah, I noticed. I did not agree to that.
With a 14, Ulrin, you kind of reactively put your shield up to try and hide away from the ooze, and it just sprays up against the shield and sprays against the ground and creates this sort of large green globule that it almost resembles like a surf wave as it's against your shield and down onto the ground as it just sprayed down in your area just to the right of you. It doesn't seem to react any further, and its entire body kind of hides back into the shell that it had before. None of it entered your mouth, so you're fine.
I try to extract myself from this blob.
You're trying to. It's rock solid. It's almost like fighting against Teflon.
Wait, just
Can I try the pure strength approach of still getting the fuck out of there?
You can try to, sure. It may create some noise depending if you fail, but you want to take the risk?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a second to see if the party comes up with anything good, since I don't seem to be in immediate danger.
Sure.
well, can he let go of the shield and leave?
Part of his boot as well is also kind of hit, so it's kind of gone down and hit the right-hand side.
He
of his
doesn't
body.
need his boots that badly.
He do kind of need the shield though.
Anything that I can do? Let's see. Spells.
As that noise
Does
echoes out into the rest of the chamber, you begin to see more movement at these other stalagmites.
great.
Oh no!
Because there are more ahead of you.
Are these demons? Are they demons?
Do you use your demon sense?
I can
then?
sense I can sense them if they're demons. Are they demons?
No demons.
Cool.
No demons. Okay.
Cool.
While he's doing that, so he doesn't make a lot of noise, I'll grab, I don't know, a tinderbox from my pocket and just cast silence on it, and be within vicinity of, Ulrin.
Sure.
Nice.
Cast a silent spell. With that in mind, Ulrin, you have full reign of trying to break free of this now. So do you want to try and do your athletics check?
Yeah, the moment I notice that, I'm not going to alert anything. I'm going to try and break free. I assume that's athletics.
Alicia also gave you guidance, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that myself too, but yeah.
Well,
Alright, do it yourself then!
I feel like I owe more than a prayer
I don't
now.
think you can cast
Silence.
guidance currently. If you're in silence, yeah, you can't cast spells with visual components.
Is it
Yeah,
valid?
yeah,
good
you
point.
can't do it yourself.
I talk out into the silence still. But yeah, when I got guidance
Go for it.
from you. And here we go.
Way nice.
You pull your shield free as well as your boot. The silence causes no other effect. However, as you do pull it free, a little bit still remains on your shield. Almost like when you have blue tack and you were to place it against the surface and pull it off, there's still a little bit of remnants that are left behind. Which you kind of think about and go, okay, maybe if I were to fall again against some sort of surface, it may stick once more.
Okay, no one lick Orange shield.
Okay.
Were you
I'm
going to
gonna-
do that before?
Grab the silenced tinderbox and carry it with us, just so we're also basically soundless as we're traveling.
Does silence affect on an item
min-
then?
Yeah.
Or is it on an
Yeah, I
area?
believe so. For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage. Blah blah. While entirely inside of it, casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible in there. And it's 10 minutes, but I believe it
Okay.
can be cast on an object.
It
Okay.
doesn't say.
Doesn't say otherwise. You cast on an area, you cast it on the area of the tinderbox. You now carry that with you. But that means non-verbal from this point onwards, if you're all staying within the silent spell. Is that true, all of you?
Yeah.
We can come up with sign language in the 10 minutes it lasts.
It's more for listening out for other things that are coming your way. That's more of what why I'm asking.
Very good argument. I can
I
stay
guess
inside
those
of it.
less stealthy can stay inside.
Yeah, I can stay inside.
Yeah,
it.
Cal's got who's bad at stealth? Ulrin should definitely stay within it. My
Yeah.
perception isn't the greatest, but my stealth is pretty
I mean,
high.
technically, it should be fine if just Cal is outside. The rest of you can.
Okay.
I mean, I
Okay.
can also be outside. I do have advantage on stealth and pretty good perception.
No, it's probably better that you keep a hold of the tinderbox.
Oh.
I'll keep within wing distance of Cal.
Okay.
In
In case you
an
need
emergency,
to
I can
pull him
move
back.
all the way to Cal very
Gotcha.
quickly.
Okay. So everyone except for Cal is in this silence. So all of you are watching as Cal is leading you, listening, watching. It is a little bit worrisome, where before you could almost hear the environments around you. There was more sound there than you probably thought there was. And as you enter this bubble, it's just that white noise, and yeah, you can't even hear your own heartbeats beating as you're just walking in the silence. But Cal, you're walking ahead and trying to guide everyone in that direction. Can you roll a perception check as you're using your ears and no one else is?
God fucking damn it.
Okay.
I hate this game.
For those of you who are visual, can you please roll a perception check as well? Whoever is taking lead on that. 2 people can roll
I
at advantage. if
That
they
should
want to.
not be me.
I can roll.
I've got an astigmatism I can't see.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
that's
the
the
luck
one
is
in
not
a
with
four.
us. Hey.
You said 2 people can roll at advantage?
Yes, since you do have a few people in the pod.
Thank
Oh
God.
my god, thank you, Ulrich.
Ulrin, when the creature had sneezed, when it kind of let out that loud sort of blow of air, it kind of followed with a bit of a shriek as well. All of the oozes that were hanging from the ceiling, they all began to drop like raindrops onto the ground, as it seems that any sort of loud noise, any large noise, doesn't take too much within this cave, as it seems fairly resonant with how it's been formed, will cause these raindrops to fall. And you know that to be pretty bad, because you can also get stuck in them, not just be perhaps changed by it. Is there anything you want to do with
Can't
that
alert
information?
anybody of this.
No, unfortunately not, unless you try and convoke the information by sign language or pointing.
Yeah, basically, I have everyone shoulder and point to one of the things on the ceiling and make like a dropping gesture pointing to the ground.
Can you roll a performance
them-
check at advantage?
And then pointing to my mouth, making like an opening hand gesture.
Okay. You convey it good enough. There's a little bit of like, what's he doing? But no. You all kind of understand. Do you alert Cal of this as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So Cal, you feel a touch from the bubble. And
Okay.
you're
Quick game of activity.
Immediate heart attack.
Yeah. But you continue ahead, Cal, keeping an eye out and an ear, more so an ear as the rest of your compatriots are looking in the vicinity. There is somewhat of a path to follow. Now, because of that loud sort of sneeze and noise that had happened, it's caused some of the terrain in front of you to be slightly more sticky in some areas. So I will ask you to roll a dexterity saving throw as you're leading the charge to find a path good enough for everyone to follow.
For fuck's sake, what's wrong with my dice?
Okay.
16.
With a 16, you make it across to the other end, but when you kind of lead this footsteps, the next person in front of you still has a bit of like, that was a bit of a risky jump. I need to like change it up here. So who amongst the other group are going to be doing the next check to ensure the safety of the troop? Amandus can do it, since his dexterity is okay.
Will, due to my ability to fly like 3 ways right now, I will lift whoever I'll like basically wait and like on the side, so if someone falls, I can kind of try and
Sure.
push them.
Okay. Can you roll an acrobatics check, please, Oberon?
Yeah.
You help everyone get across. The reason I asked you to roll a dex check is mainly because even the gusts from your wings, when you do have to extend them out and grab someone, that sort of wind that comes from them, you see it affects elements of those oozes and some droplets form. But luckily it was spread out in an area and doesn't hit where you guys are. So having to navigate your way through here is very tricky at the moment. But you do well enough. Cal, I'm going to need you to roll a stealth check. Everyone else doesn't need to roll one.
Okay. Come on, dice. Come on. Fuck's sake. I
Do
give
you
up.
have anything for that? Do you have anything for
No.
that?
It's Cal. If they had the ring,
If I had the ring, I'd have advantage.
Don't
if they had the ring,
encourage.
If I had the fucking ring.
Do not
advantage
encourage.
always? Why not? There's no
No,
negative to
no,
that.
no,
Surely.
no.
No negative whatsoever.
Does
Don't you
Alicio
even
still
think
have a
about it.
reroll?
I'm gonna check.
I think you used a lot of them in the last combat, and it's not been a long rest since.
Did I use a lot of them?
I think so.
I think you're thinking
I
of
I
the
can't
Then-
remember you using even one.
No, maybe not then.
I used 1, I believe. Equal to your proficiency, so I do have 3 left, so I'll have Cal reroll.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's any dice roll.
Oh, my God.
That's
18.
significantly better.
Good call.
See, if I had advantage, that
That's the roll it would have
the
been.
result.
You are quiet enough, Cal, as you are walking alone, essentially. Even though there's people behind you, they aren't experiencing the same things that you are. As you are walking further through this cave, you can hear the sort of squealing sounds coming further down the tunnel of creatures moving, shaking, stirring, moving around. It's perpetual twilight in the Fey realm, but creatures like this still have a sort of, well, mood. They may feel that it's now time to wake up, and some of them may feel that it's not time just yet. So there isn't a universal sign for when is time to feast or to leave this cave. So you're kind of wondering, when will they wake up? Because at this point you're seeing one above you. One looks a bit like just a regular stalagmite. There's two more over there. The cave itself, every 20 or 30 feet or so that you cross, you're coming across at least two of them. And they are abundant enough that you have to be your quietest. And you try and do so as best as possible. Can you roll a d20, please? Okay. As you're heading through, there is a point where you hear this as it's just this battering of wings ahead of you. You see this form drop down from the ceiling and begin to fly off towards your direction. It is going in a straight line down the cave system. As it's going, you see it kind of shaking its head every so often, and that same globule of ooze just stick itself to the ceiling and create one of these forms of stalactites. And there are just peppered of them just dripping down and forming anew. It continues to fly, and it's going to fly in your direction unless you try and move out the way of visual sight. There are holes in the ground that you can try and lean into. The walls are very slick, so the only thing you could hide is in one of these holes, or you can try and use something else.
Let me just check something really quick. Don't think this ability is actually for short-term things, but let me check. Because if it is, that would be pretty cool. Where the fuck is it? Where is it? It disappeared. Okay, forget that. Well, the others are right behind me. They'd have to hide too, right?
They would, but they don't
Or is
hear
it
it
just
coming.
fine? Okay, well, a gesture for everyone, like, woof, 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 woof. Not saying anything, but just gesture, and then press myself somewhere, like in between a little alcove or something.
Okay.
Try and get out of sight.
The best way to hide from this is to go into the hole in the ground, which is maybe about 15 feet deep. It would mean people have to jump in.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of stay up on the same level as Cal and just kind of, as it goes past, go incorporeal.
Okay.
And hope it don't see me.
Does everyone jump into
I'm
the
gonna
hole
gesture
then?
to
Is that the place
everybody
to
to
go?
go to the hole.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We're going in the hole.
Alicia-
Wait,
Sorry,
let's say
just
green
cost-
stuff at the bottom of the hole.
No.
I want to
Yeah.
check the bottom of the hole
That
first.
isn't-
Okay, so it's not a pool of the green goo. That's good.
By the way, Leonie, if
There's-
you were referring to hide in plain sight, that takes a minute to set up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, does it? No, it takes a
So,
while.
Ulrin, Alicio, Clay, and Amandus, the four of you are going to go into the hole while Oberon and Cal are standing to the side. You guys press yourself against the wall to try and at least obfuscate yourselves a little bit. Are you using anything in particular, any method to hide yourselves? Oberon, you're phasing.
Yeah.
Okay, Cal.
There is an optional ranger feature, but we didn't discuss if I have it.
Which
It's
is?
called Nature's Veil, which allows me to go invisible as a bonus action.
Okay. Would you like to have the
Do I
ability?
have that? It's an optional feature. It's one of those.
Yeah, you can have it. You're allowed all of the optional features.
Nice,
like
nice.
Tasha's and
Then
stuff.
that one's definitely better than the other one.
Okay. So you choose to go invisible.
Yeah. Bloop.
Okay. You go invisible. For the people hiding down below, you don't have any issue since you do have the silence spell focused on you still. Meanwhile, the two of you who are hiding against the wall Unfortunately, going invisible and displacing yourself doesn't really have an effect, since these creatures don't rely on sight. It is all hearing based. So I'm going to need the two of you to roll stealth checks at a straight roll.
That's so cool. Oh god.
Can I give another
Jesus
reroll?
fucking Christ!
What's the range?
Let me see.
You are in a 20-foot hole.
Why do my dice just
Refresh the page right now.
You are
Refresh
just
the
on
dice
the
gods.
edge. Just
I'm
on
gonna
the
dice
edge.
gods don't
I'm gonna
look-
refresh. I'm gonna refresh. But
Refresh
also,
the
if I
dice
have
gods.
fucking range.
Don't, it will reset the average.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's reloading.
So, Alicia, do you give them a reroll?
Yes, I do.
Cal.
To be like
these
the goat
fucking
at
low
this.
rolls.
You're meant to be like the bestest at this.
No,
Cal,
I don't have proficiency in stealth.
Cal just breeds want to be in trouble. That's the thing.
Yeah. Also, I
See,
don't have
it's
proficiency in stealth. Cal is good
I
at
offer to be the one outside
hunting.
because I have advantage on it. But fuck
Your
me. I'm
perception.
not- What do you mean? My
Heard.
perception's not?
Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Trying. It's still. Can you roll for me,
I
Max?
can, sure.
Maybe that's gonna tip my luck.
2-6.
No, watch him. Oh, no, one
Yeah, I don't think you should have said that, buddy.
For me. Yeah.
Stealth. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It got worse. Beautiful.
Lovely, lovely,
Oh,
lovely.
why is it not fucking? Why is it not loading?
Okay. Now, as it flies past, there's a moment where it kind of looks over in the two of your directions, since both of you are fairly close to each other, hiding against the wall. You see it's kind of like fighting the sense in itself as it's shaking its head, trying to like almost spit this bile out. As you are there currently, it stops. You stop it in mid-flight as you kind of catch its ear. Do you guys do anything as it's there in front of you? It is looking in your direction every so often, but it's kind of looking away as well.
I won't move.
Interesting.
You won't move, okay? Cal? Do you stay still?
I'm tempted to do something stupid, but yeah, I'm gonna stay still.
Okay. Can the two of you roll stealth checks again, this time at advantage?
I broke it. It's not loading. I don't know what I did.
I will roll again for you. It'll be 2 nat ones, so...
Do not!
Stealth, advantage... Yeah, pretty low still. 21 and 12. It's kind of shaking its... Now you see its full body and full form. It is essentially an overgrown bat, but it resembles halfly like a wyvern. But the upper half has elements of kind of like moth kind of features coming out. Like the body itself is more insectoid towards the upper arms where the wings connect. The hands are at the ends of the wings, and they seem more sort of spindly rather than like meaty and strong, as it's just using those as its main method of moving around rather than its smaller legs. There is no fur on this creature. It is mostly this kind of very callous, scaly skin, where it's just like a rock-based system. It is still sort of shaking and moving around. Now, I need someone to roll a d6. This is a very important roll. Who wants to roll it?
Not me!
I rolled a 1 last time. I decline.
Brooke, you want?
Sure.
Can you...
I will not be held
Before you roll,
responsible
Brooke,
for this.
before you roll, can you call odds or evens, please?
Oh, lovely.
Odds.
Okay. You watch as the creature begins to like build up this sneeze once more, as it looks like it's about to shoot down into the hole, and cover everyone who can't escape in it. But in some sort of twinge, its body moves ahead and sprays at the two of you. I need the two of you to roll a dex save.
Oh, fuck.
Okay,
As it
that's
Next
fine.
sprays outwards.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
that's
God.
bad. That's not good.
Well, you corporeal. You'll be perfectly fine, right? Technically?
Yeah.
Max
We'll fucking see.
have to roll?
We'll see.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
doing anything.
I have a plus 13. I rolled a 3. That's
Yeah.
shit.
Fucking
That's funny.
Oh,
That's
give
my
it-
luck.
Lord, take this away right now.
Also, that would be
That-
1 of 3. So,
With
I'm
your
sorry.
with your nat 20, Cal, you grab Oberon and you dive off to the side to an area where there isn't any of this goo. It sprays against the wall. If you guys were to have been caught within this, you'd have been stuck against the wall. And even worse, if anything were to get into your mouth, then that would have been trouble. But luckily not. You see the creature expel this ooze from it. And Cal, you notice that there's no more ooze dripping from its nose. And then it just flies off.
Amazing. I think it just sneezed itself safe or something. That's fucking insane. That is so cool. I love birds.
Have I ever seen... I thought they were like bats. Have I ever seen anything like this before? Like, do I know what these things are?
You can roll a history check to see if you know what these creatures are. Um,
30-20.
These creatures aren't typically seen because they stay within the sort of like lower depths of the ground, hiding, skulking, nesting in areas that have a good sort of echo chamber to them. This sort of pipeline that you find yourselves in seems to be naturally carved by the creatures to create a sort of like environment for it more hospitable. You don't know what the name of these creatures are. You've never seen them personally, but they are these sort of bat-like, insectoid, almost crustacean-like creatures. They have a weird sort of body form to them, but for the most part, they look like bats on a larger scale. And as you've seen, they have no real sort of visual eye line. It seems to be mostly auditory, and that seems to be quite acute since it was able to hear you fairly easily. Well, at least it was disrupted by it. But it continues to fly on. And they don't have the highest fly speed, but they are large enough. They are kind of like vicious enough if they have to be, especially with their hardened scales. They're quite hard to hit if they were to be hit, but it means they're bulkier and slower. So there's a sort of like pro and con to it. But yeah.
Yeah, and as far as I know, they're not like lobsters where they're like immune to cancer because their cells regenerate so quickly or anything, right?
Not anything that rings a bell to you now.
Cool. Oberon goes back into the silence bubble and helps fish people out of the hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
You help everyone out as you are out of the silence bubble. Walking through, continuing the journey, you eventually leave this area behind, and you no longer need the element of this silence, as this seemingly element of ooze was brought in by one of the creatures and has just been spread within this one line. That's why you hadn't seen any steps beforehand, nor do you see any afterwards. It seems to have been brought and contained within this very specific tube of a cave system. Outside of this now, you see Amandus is kind of taking a bit of a breath. Okay, well, we are moments away from my little crash point, at least. We'll pick up some things there. I have some resources that I need to gather, and we can then continue onwards. And he'll just kind of lead the way. We're going to have a quick break, since we are at the halfway point. So we're going to see you in 5 minutes. Have a drink, have a wee, do whatever you need to do. We'll see you in 5. I've got to do the thing. There we are. And welcome back. Hopefully you're hydrated and had your piss. So, as we come back to it, the party have just overcome a little hurdle in their path, but now They have a clear route in front of them. You are being led again, as Amandus has now taken the lead once more after Cal had been leading the small little venture before. He takes you on a little winding path that doesn't quite resemble the main path that you've been following. Now, the Tipsy Turvey Valley, it has some elements of it that kind of wind and almost corkscrew up into some areas that you wouldn't necessarily think are accessible or would go to another platform or another area to explore, but it seems to. As you follow his path, you are on this spiral of a tunnel that just continues to go up and up and up, then eventually begins to screw down and down and down. And he's just kind of, don't worry, we're nearly there. I know it's a little strange that we're having to go up and then down and then up and then down again, but this is normal stuff, normal procedure, just as a heads up. Yes, we're here now. As it kind of plateaus out, eventually you see this open space beginning to extend. You're still within the hillside. You're still no sign of treetops or the skylight. In fact, it is all still underground. But here you find 5 different looking trees that are just ahead of you. One of them in this very center is almost like a maple leaf in design. It kind of comes out and then spreads itself in a very sort of flat end way. It doesn't seem to protrude in a 3D or 4D perspective. It seems to be almost two-dimensional with how it's just raising out of the ground and becoming this flat space that then continues with the rest of its branches up and over. It also resembles that same sort of auburn brown color. Everything else here, the other trees that are within this sort of underground grotto, seem to have this very kind of normal sort of look to them, regular trees, oak in sort of design and inspired by, and they all seem to be in different areas. There are 4 of them, and there is one of this maple leaf design. He walks over it as if he's very familiar with the space. It is essentially a grotto underground. There is light grass on the floor where before you were walking through a mainly cave system. And here there's a bit of more dampness to it. So you feel as though you're closer to the surface than perhaps this sort of ceiling gives you the impression of. So you see him walk over. I will just be 5 minutes. Just give me some time. I'm going to gather my things. And he begins to walk over towards that maple tree. What do you guys do whilst you're kind of here? Do you follow? Do you wait? What's your plans?
Oberon would follow him.
Okay. The rest of you?
We'll wait, I imagine, because he asked us to.
Keep an eye out just in case anything was following us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. There are several routes out of this main grotto area that he has brought you to. Many different tunnel systems that seem to extend upwards, go up, go down. There's some in the middle that just drop down into the further areas down below. He navigates all of those, moves past them, and heads directly towards this maple tree. As he gets there, Oberon, you follow behind, and you can see he has buried something underneath the main trunk of this maple tree. Looking at the tree, you can kind of turn your perspective slightly, and it is two-dimensional. It is maybe no thicker than 5 or 6 centimeters, as it is just this sort of large splay in front of you. He has a small shovel that he picks up from behind the tree, and he begins to just dig out from the ground. It is soft dirt, and he is just digging away. He doesn't say anything. He's just quiet as he's doing it.
I'll help if I can.
Mm-hmm. You begin to help out, drag some of the dirt out of the way. As he's kind of digging, he just looks over towards you. Look, I know you're not happy about it, but we're going to need everything we can get. And he hits into something solid. He pulls the rest of the dirt away, and you see this silver-lined chest that he pulls out from the ground, and he places it to the side. There is a lock on the front, where it seems to be used with a key, and he pulls out the key from his side. This key opens this chest. This chest has 3 atomizers in it. if we need them.
Oberon won't say anything, but will just kind of breathe deeply. Kind of. Do we know how big the radius on these things is?
Yes. They told me specifically how it works. There is a time limit involved. You can set a timer. It can go anywhere between a minute to a few seconds. Once it goes off, after the allotted time, then everything within a half a kilometer radius will begin to decay. But they're easily broken, Oberon. That's why I have 3.
Jeez. If it's everything, it'd destroy everything they built. A radius that big, it'd be anyone who's unfortunate enough to be near. It could be hundreds of people. From what I've seen, the castle is still stopped, even if they're not with it. I mean, just in a few 100 feet, there'd be a few dozen people. We're going up and down.
I know. And he just places it in his satchel. But we can't let her escape. There is a part of me that does want you to take it from me, remove it from my hands. And that is the part of me that wishes the truth, that wishes to know that this can all be fixed. But there's also a part of me that I think you feel as well. We can't let your father, my brother, his legacy be stained, be destroyed, be used, be forced into this game that she's playing. If you wish to take them off of me, go right ahead. Whether in my hands or yours, I feel like we would both come to the same decision either way.
Oberon will just kind of look up and goes, if it comes to that, we'll all have to move very quickly. Very quickly.
That is what this one is for.
Not everyone's that fast.
And he reaches down below the chest, buried with it. You see this almost like furled carpet made of pure black. As he holds it, he splits it into 2. These are dimensional portals. I can split it into 2, place one in one end and one on the other. It is a hole leading to wherever the other side is. Jump in, or on the other side. Jump the other side, you jump in. There's an easy way in and out.
That's dangerous.
Well, we're living in a moment of danger.
You said they're easily broken. How easily? How fragile are they?
Quite. If they are broken
Will
before the time ends, then they will be destroyed completely and fall into themselves. the atomization, or I prefer to call it disintegration, would basically destroy itself, and nothing in the surrounding area. It'll be a dud. It won't take much. That's why I have this case. And that's why they'll need to be placed in a very particular spot, where they are not found or interacted with. Or if worse comes to it, activated in situ.
So one carpet stays here.
We can place it somewhere perhaps safer. Perhaps somewhere we know isn't going to be overrun. Somewhere just outside of the castle walls. Somewhere out of the perimeter. At least if we have an eye on it, if we know where it is, we'll be able to see if it gets overrun. I'm not happy with this either, Oberon. None of us wanted this. We're all just reacting to what she has done to our family.
How do you activate them?
It is a simple press and twist. There is a
The
timer on the
bombs.
side.
Is there 2 keys or just the one?
Just the one.
It's a shame if everything does go up and I'd say smoke, but not even. At least I'll be able to see it again. And kind of put a hand on his shoulder and kind of walk past back to the group.
He'll just spend a moment there by himself, just contemplating, looking at the chest as he's still holding it in the satchel. You return back to the group. The rest of you watch as Oberon returns. Is there anything you guys wish to do before you continue?
When are we gonna have a long rest, y'all? Please, my spell slots out of game.
Yeah, I kind of need one too, especially where we aren't in danger of being found.
Yeah. Is this basically... I mean, from here, it's like out into her sphere of influence more and more, right?
Pretty much,
I mean,
yeah.
A, it's areas we're more familiar with, but B, it's areas she's more familiar with, so...
Outside of this now, you have about half a day's travel left until you reach Harperley.
Oh boy. Okay.
So we basically either go there, sleep exhausted somewhere in the town or the castle, or sleep now and get there at midday.
Yeah. With the castle being overrun, most likely, it's best to rest now. Or you find somewhere in the wilderness somewhere. But then again, you at least know this place isn't being looked at.
How much till the rendezvous with the others?
With the clock, it's about ticking to the point now. You've got maybe a few minutes until
then we can do that and then take a long rest.
Sure.
Yeah. Oberon would start kind of, I mean, magical fairy armor. I don't know if I have to don and doff that in the same kind of way, but,
Oh, the thing made out of millions of fairy wings?
Yeah, that
plucked from sleeping bodies?
Yeah, Oberon looks kind of crazy right now.
Yeah.
Wings on wings on wings.
Your uncle literally took one look and was like, oh boy.
Like crazy bat wings, fairy wings all over, crown, like look at massive weapons everywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
You look like a biblically accurate angel.
I do look like a biblically accurate angel right now.
We should paint eyes on your wings, on all of them, and then you just
Yeah.
have millions of eyes.
Rather badly. I probably look like Tintava a little bit right now. I'm sure he's not happy about that. But yeah, I'll, basically, start making camp.
Sure.
Would kind of take off the armor, stretch, whatever. Monitor the spiral just to check, just in case.
Yeah, nothing happens. The time comes for your message back to camp, back to your main troop in the estate. What are you telling them? What are you informing them of?
We're gonna have to kill her. We're gonna have to fucking kill her so you could get the kid out. That would be great, thanks.
Telling them about the
I think that's what we settled on, right?
town.
Warning them about the entropy thing to check everyone's, take everyone to an ENT.
How it's spreading. That it can affect creatures, etc., etc.
Okay.
And also about the change in plans and the fact that we are now killing her.
If I can, I would like to get Alicia to check the weird goo again, specifically with the detect poison and disease spell, to see if it's considered either.
We can do that in a second. First, we're updating the other people.
Well, if we find out that it's either one of those two, then we can use the long rest to make countermeasures.
Yeah, but we're doing this before we're doing the long rest, so.
Yeah, and tell Fingy, our allies, to take such countermeasures.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, do the spell first.
Basically, we're gonna have to get at least ourselves, theoretically, and Markovi out far enough away from Harpily again that they can safely land a house somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So we're basically, even if we get out, we're gonna have to run for 12 hours until the next check-in.
Yeah.
Unless, which we were kind of hoping, Kirill has a way to get Markovi out without getting us out. If it's just one person, maybe he has a way.
Yeah, but if he's gonna try and teleport in here, we're so close that it, she's basically an archfey and an archdemon. It's not, teleportation's not gonna work normal around here.
Yeah.
Also, how confident are we that we want to leave Coral alone with a half-demon?
Not at all, but it's better than her.
He will kill that child.
Presumably.
That motherfucker will kill that child then.
He will kill that child
not.
Then.
Yes, he will.
How do you know that, bro?
Yes, he will. He will kill that child then. He will at the very least put the child in the Forever Mind jail, and I don't think we should put a child
potentially,
in
but we can
jail.
unlock him from that.
Can we?
First thing, since it sounds like you want to try this detect evil and poison, is that something that you want to be doing? What is this? Poison and disease?
Does it if you have that?
Poison and disease, yeah.
Good question. I don't know if I prepared it.
Level 1 spell.
Just have 50 fucking billion of them, so one moment.
You have a search bar.
Where? Oh. No, I don't have them prepared.
Sucks.
So we'll have to check in the morning.
Yeah, neither do I. So
okay. You can change a spell slot as a short rest, but
can you?
Yeah, you can change
one.
Well,
in this campaign, you can.
Being a forecaster that changes their spells on a long rest fully, you can change one spell as a short rest. But you have your meeting already, so.
But during the previous short rest?
It wasn't the previous plan.
We didn't know this previously.
Right.
But at least you know for next time. So
Oberon would warn them about the kaboom.
Yeah.
Potentially would just say that wouldn't say atomized, would say there's a weapon that might cause a lot of destruction. Don't actually come in unless maybe your name is Kirill, basically, is the sentiment. trying to get
You're
across.
allowed to come in if your name's Kirill. Maybe go very close to where we put the bomb.
So, with all of this in mind, the main quest that you want to be done by Kirill is retrieve Markovi. Okay?
If he can help
I
with
mean,
that.
unless everyone else disagrees, then not. Like,
No, I mean
Robbie looks
realistically,
not
it's our best
positive.
plan. I mean, it's a bad plan. It's a very bad plan. But basically, like,
Yeah.
if he thinks he has a way to get the kid out before we get there and keep him safe, could he please do that?
The
I
keep
mean,
him
we saw the
safe
kid
part is
before.
important.
That keep him safe and healthy and alive and like, you know, that's my brother. Don't touch, like, it's the, hey, we don't want them to use this child as a body shield. You'd hate that, right, Coraline? You'd hate that. You guys would hate that so much. Don't let him do that. Basically is the like a please come.
Okay.
Like, human people, no. Kirill, if you can, maybe, because he's like the one guy who maybe could be.
With all of this said, you send your sort of message out. You have no way of hearing back from them. It's just a one-way thing. So you just kind of await to see if anything happens. But you begin to take your long rest. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. During your long rest, you'll notice that Amandus is still sort of looking around, tapping his feet, on occasion looking towards the trees, and you see he's pensive and waiting for something, and perhaps he was hoping for something more. As he's walking back and forth by himself, he just sits by one of the tunnels and just has his head down, just looking down, just by himself in contemplation. As that is happening, you all see a blink in front of you as appearing through a teleportation spell, knowing exactly where you are because of the previous scry and being able to teleport. You see Kirill appear. The mage, the wizard from another time, insectoid creature appears in front of you. So,
Hi.
you've made it this far, and now you need my help.
Well, it's likely that things will go badly, and I'd rather the boy not be there when it does, because things will go badly in a big way very quickly. So if you have any way of moving him, doesn't have to be out of the Feywild, but just away. I can move fast, but if it comes to it, probably not fast enough.
From my understanding, this child is a half-demon, no?
We don't know for sure.
You realize that if I were to go in there and get him out, if I am successful, and if I don't fall to her influence and become one of them, that they will be alerted. That you have no element of surprise.
Yeah, I think the idea was like that you go in with us simultaneously, like on a different path or something, and then you grab the child and we try to kill the big one.
It would be around the. We wouldn't be able to time it, is the problem. She'd probably know as soon as he's moved.
Couldn't we be a distraction to her?
I'd have to make a show of ourselves.
Well, we're gonna have to reveal ourselves at some point anyway.
Perhaps wait for a commotion and then move, Cora.
Then I will track the boy down and see where he ends up. I'll grab him, take him out. But
To safety.
I will take
Maybe
him to
don't use the word
safety.
take him out. Thank you. Yes, perfect.
But since I am here, I want to see the demon die. So I will return back to help you slay Tintava.
Okay.
There's a bit of a line. Would kind of chuckle a little bit.
He has a slight eye towards Olrin. And there's just this look of, I know what you did. Then I will leave you to planning your little escapade. And I will set my own plans in motion. I see no reason for hesitance. I know my presence causes alert, tension. We want the same things. Perhaps differently, but the end goal is the same. I do not see why this has caused a rift between us.
Oberon would kind of move towards him and goes, it's just people are worried. We've had I think, since everything in gestures to makes a chest opening, the whole just since the incident, everyone's still on edge. We were hoping for more help, that he'd have some more help. I mean, maybe there still will be, but as far as we know, it's just us. I'll reach out again, but I doubt anyone can get here in time.
Well, a small attack mission should suffice. We're not planning a full-scale war here. We are taking out a key target. This is more than sufficient. It is just how quick you can act before you get overwhelmed.
Are you staying here, or are you leaving and coming back again? Welcome to stay.
There's no point in me
For the
leaving.
night.
I will stay.
We'll kind of put a hand on his shoulder and kind of walk past him off and kind of set up to bed down over near their uncle, where their uncle is just sat at one of the entrances. Would bring over some extra stuff, basically, so that they can sleep in shifts.
Yep. How about the rest of you?
Hi.
I do want to dream tonight if I can.
Okay.
At least try to.
I would like to not dream specifically. If that's possible at all, I'd just like to not do that.
Okay. Cal is trying not to dream.
Yeah.
Eliseo, how about you?
Are we just straight up long resting, or do we have some time to do things?
The whole timing situations is completely up to you. You've been sort of as a group choosing when to attack, when to do everything. If you want to wait an extra few hours, plan, prepare.
Don't you only have to rest for 4 hours to get your long rest in, and then you have 4 hours where we are still sleeping and you could just do shit?
Yeah.
I know. I'm just asking. I'll rest up first then. He just separates from the group a little bit. Tries not to think about the giant booger cave, and infected horde of zombies. Just muttering, I fucking hate this place. I hate this place. We're never coming back here again after this.
Okay.
But he's gonna take a long rest.
Olrin?
Okay. I'd like to direct Coral to when Alicio got his spell changed out to help Alicio analyze the weird goo. And then I'd like to set up for some crafting and grab Clay to work on his anger management problems.
Sure. Okay. So, with a master of magic here with you to try and help understand what this thing is, he looks at the this ooze here. Well, it is certainly not magic. It is certainly a creature of sorts. You are right to think that this is a part of Tintaba. It's directly tied to them. And you had mentioned what? That you in particular would be key to solving this.
The War of Death suggested that I, as a cleric, could do so. I imagine it applies to Alicio also.
Well, perhaps this thing is more tied to that side of Celestials than we previously thought. Do you have any holy water?
Not on me, no.
Could you perhaps create some?
I could. It's a bit of a lengthy process, but if that's what will help, then that should be our priority, yes.
If this is some sort of infection created by this demon, then it will have properties relating to a demon, and they shy away from pure celestial energy. Perhaps that would be the focus of killing this bacteria.
Understood. I'll make some holy water and perhaps have Alicio help. He should also be capable of doing so.
Good. That'll be a start to something. At least if one of you get infected, this could be a countermeasure to remove the poison.
That and our choice of thralls.
Yes.
If we can reduce their number this way, the fight will be that much easier.
But bear in mind, they might not know what's going on. They may as well been asleep for the time that they've been seduced. They may be more of a hindrance than a help, depending on their allegiance. If you free a guard, per se, they may see you trying to attack their queen. Be careful who you choose. She has been deceptive before, and has probably sowed the seeds already. The ooze, this infection, is just absolution.
But I'll ask Amandus for targets. People that he knows would aid us, even with less than ideal context.
That would be wise. Yet I don't know if the man is truly in the right mind. It doesn't even look like he's slept for days.
I doubt he is. Few would be given his situation. But I trust his intentions. Though perhaps not his means.
Well, I've seen that drive before. That is a man with only vengeance in their eyes. That is a very dangerous one, as you have been sure to aware me of.
I'll keep it in mind.
He just nods along and kind of settles to himself. He enters a state of meditation similar to Alessio and begins to kind of prepare himself for the next day. Oberon, as you head over to your uncle, you begin to rest up, and you can see he's just constantly looking over towards the tunnel. There is the slightest breeze that is coming through, and he is just looking at it, just listening, waiting.
You need to sleep.
They were meant to come. They were meant to come here. I'd gone so far. I reached out to everyone. The highest of nobles, the loyalest of soldiers, the people that call the streets their home. I tried everyone. And yet all of them smiled and nodded and said they'd be there. All there is wind.
You know as well as anyone. Stories are just stories until you put something behind them. I've asked as well. You're not the only one. They might still come. But if they do or they don't, it's not going to change the fact that you need to be well rested with what we're going into. We'll take turns.
You're right. I'm not going to be of any help if I'm a blubbering old fool with bags under their eyes. I'm just sorry that I couldn't do more. That I couldn't amass an army that your father so rightly deserved. And your mother.
She's doing all right.
What do you mean?
If you can believe it, I've spoken to her recently. Kind of chuckle.
How?
You know how she was always a little bit. Kind of does like the off with the fairies kind of hand gesture. She passed that to me. You know, even when I was little, I'd never had any dreams. After this happened, I guess it changed. I didn't see my dreams, her dreams, speak to her. It's amazing. It's like the greatest story and stage you've ever seen all in one. You can conjure anything from any time. Check on people.
Well, even though this day is quite gloom, covered with bile and snot, I guess there is some silver linings in this world. I thought I'd lost everyone, but I guess two are still alive in some way. Your mother deserved the best. She was always so kind and brought the very best out of your father. I hope that she finds whatever she needs in this new life of hers. Gallus would not want her to be wasting it away, even though he has passed.
He seems all right. Content, at least.
That is good.
I think it helps that she can now Actually, keep an eye on me. Dreams are a funny thing.
They are. Well, I guess I must sleep and perhaps pay her a visit if I can. But I can't guarantee I can't find some few hours of rest. And he'll just try and find at least some moment to fall asleep if he can. Meanwhile, you do the same. With everyone beginning to sleep here, I would like someone just to roll a d20, please. Who
Oh,
would like to roll?
who's rolling it?
But why?
But why, indeed?
I should mention that I don't start out sleeping until a while, and I'm going full industrial here.
Dung, dung. Everyone's just like, oh, fuck, keep the noise down.
Yeah, we're in a
We're
in a cave, so it's like full echoing. At that point, it just becomes white noise.
I thought we left the cave
No, you're still in
when
here.
opening or something.
No,
Okay,
we're currently listening to industrial crafting ASMR in this cave.
Yeah, is this a good moment to mention that I intend to awaken 6 golems to help me because I want to get shit done for once.
Maybe you don't do that. We just left the echo bat area.
Yeah, I really need to make an item to silence this.
I mean, you could ask Anicio before he goes to bed if he can cast a silence
It only
spell
lasts for 10
again.
minutes anyway. So.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
help.
not
Silence doesn't
enough.
last
That's
for a long
not
time.
enough.
Okay, yeah. I'll put it on the list when no army of golems.
So who's rolling the d20? I have the feeling I shouldn't. Not with my luck today.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay, that's either real good or really
that's
bad.
awesome. No, we're positive here. That's awesome.
Okay. Good to
I'm
know.
positively unsure about your luck and general karma today.
That's Robbie's role. Robbie has good karma today.
Yeah, I believe in Robbie's role. I'm
Yeah.
questioning your interpretation of the role and
Okay.
how this role is going to go for us.
Okay.
So, Olrin, what are you crafting in particular as you go through the night, doing some...
how do we feel, party? Do we prioritize anger management, or should I make an item for the fight?
Probably
how
fight.
yeah, what's the thing for the fight? Like,
basically, it allows me to switch attunements around. So currently, I asked Kel for the Fairy Dragon Charm. But I can only effectively use that if I can switch the attunement, because I would have to unattune one of my items.
okay. I think that's fine. I think that's good. Because if we need him to Hulk, I think we're going to be in a stressful enough situation that, like, I don't doubt he can be anxious enough to, like, Hulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
with you,
then I'm going to
We're
make
not exactly
that.
going to a day spa.
To complete it, I need a bit of help, so I'm going to animate some golems for that.
Okay.
But for now, let's see. I'm missing. I got 3 done. I'm missing 5 checks, so basically I'm just rolling until the thing is done.
Gotcha. Let's see them.
Okay, that is a 1. That is not a net 20. A 2. That's also not a net 20, so we're still going. And then
That's crazy maths.
also Also a success. So we are up to 3 out of 5. Works and
Oof.
doesn't. That's enough.
Okay.
Yay!
So please describe to us what the golem looks like as you finally create your first one.
I've created them a while ago, but I just never got around to
show them
awakening
and-
them, since
yeah.
it takes a minute and we kind of get jumped all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's pretty much dwarf sized. Also with like it's pretty much modeled to a dwarven physique, being wide, somewhat wide, as well as somewhat short. It has a body seemingly made out of a brass-like material, or at least is such in color. And over its body there's a multitude of like valves and like not to say not to say chimneys, but like opening spots where steam leaves the body, that is sourced from an opening in its like belly region, where a fire burns as if in an oven. The fire is warming beyond what a normal fire you would expect to in this seemingly divine in nature, a sacred flame.
Very cool, very cool. Stands at attention, ready to issue your commands as you now have it activated at your disposal.
Yeah. I seem to need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them. So I'm just going to call them in with a level 3 spell.
Just the sound of marching as more of them begin to awaken in this new state, prepared and ready to follow any commands that Orin has. Your numbers have almost doubled at this point with Kirill and these soldiers that have just been created.
We now have an army.
You know,
No.
pretty good.
Also, by the way, since they last 24 hours, I might as well just awaken all 6 that I have and have the other 2 just in reserve, not making noise.
They all just like wake up. The fires engulf inside their bellies. Yeah, you just see this small army waiting at command to just idle by the fortress that is Orin's chestplate.
Yeah, I start directing them to various tasks. They can only perform checks involving physical attributes because they are like mentally a bit meh.
Yeah.
But that they do with great enthusiasm. And they start producing parts so Orin doesn't have to.
Perfect. So meanwhile, this is where the point, I imagine, you're having your long rest as they are doing the work for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, perfect. All right. With the sort of long rests in effect at this point, you'll begin to sleep. Oberon, you are beginning to dream, but before we reach that point, we're going to go to Alicio. Alicio, you finish your rest halfway through. You wake up and you can see the rest of your party members are all in the middle of their sleep. Kirill is awake, and you can see him just creating things through just this weave of magic that surrounds the air itself. He's just plucking at strings and bringing these parts and just crafting and creating things for himself. Is there anything that you'd like to do during this time?
Just like, oh great, I'm stuck with this guy. Can I see what he's crafting?
Roll a perception check to see if you can understand what it is he's making, since he's in the middle of it.
Oof.
That one.
Never mind.
It's at the moment it's kind of in build, so it's mainly just strands of energy that are coalescing, and he's kind of like tinkering away, almost like someone knitting. The early starts of something, you don't know if it's going to be a scarf, you don't know if it's going to be a jumper. It's one of those situations where you can see something is being formed, but the final product is nowhere in sight, so hard to say. But whilst you're kind of like there looking at him, he looks past your shoulder, as though looking at someone else. Um, he kind of nods as you turn, and you can see that Nebula is there, as she just has a kind of a drink in hand, looking over towards Kirill, and just gives him a nod back, looks at you, kind of like gives a bit of a ooh.
You two know each other?
No, I don't know the man, but I came for you. Do you want to have a chat? Plus, there is something I want to
Uh,
show you.
oh, of course. I always have time for you.
Good. And she just starts walking through one of the tunnels that haven't been explored.
Oh, okay. We're going to the. Okay.
You trust me, no?
Yep.
Ah, good.
I trust you. Don't know if I trust the boogers tunnels, but right.
Those creatures seem to be quite fine, so don't worry. They seem immune to it.
Huh. So they're not infected?
No. They do not have the same presence, no.
Interesting.
But that's not what I'm showing you. Come on, up here.
Okay.
She just leads you up. As you're walking up, you can see the tunnel is getting more and more damp. Where before, in this sort of greenery area that you were, it seemed to be like its own little biosphere with like the dampness. Everything was a little bit kind of moist as well, kind of growing underground. Even though it's the Feywild, there's still some law and order to the place. It's not complete chaos, even though it is the realm of chaos. Some things still need water to live, etc., etc. So this seems to be the source of where it's coming from. And as she's leading you up, I overheard that you might need something to help in the fight.
Anything would be good at this point.
How about a thumbs up? Is that a pat on the
I
back?
mean, mental encouragement is great, yeah.
Oh, well, so you don't need the other thing I was going to give you then?
Well, you know I can't say no to you.
Ah! I have you wrapped around my finger then, it seems. Well, what I wanted to show you is this, and she'll lead you out of this cave, and it's still underground, and now you can hear the dripping of water just breaking through. As you look to your right, there is this large body of water that's just here, resting. It is a small underground water system that has been gathering over many, many, many years. There is the odd creature kind of like stumbling through. You can see these small nymph sort of creatures that are tiny in scale, smaller than pixies, smaller than fairies, and they're just kind of like walking around, just doing their own thing. But she just kind of like gestures to it. I heard that you needed something to drink.
Did did you bless the entire
Darling,
like
of course I have.
Oh, okay. I was gonna perform a ritual, but
I beat you to it. And as you look towards the water, it had this like sparkle to it before, but it does seem like it is the expanse of like Nebula itself. That there is like stars shining through it, and it's a large body of water that's 1,000+ liters worth, just all here, built up. And as you are looking at it, it does resemble the sort of the version of a Milky Way galaxy, where you're seeing that kind of like starry pattern in the night sky, just resembling through it. There you go.
oh, uh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is it
Do you need like a bottle or something to take it with you? Or?
I have some vials, but the more the better probably for the others.
Here we go. And she just starts creating these glass bottles.
I'm trying to catch them in his.
As one shatters. Come on.
And there's no more space. Moves her over to the grass patch if there is any, just so they fall not on stone.
She gives you 30 bottles with corks to them, so you can kind of like transport it away. I hope that will be sufficient of some kind.
This is more than enough, thank you.
Well, I can't let you be infected by this witch, this demon creature, so it is a very small, and I mean this is a very small thing that I can be doing. I can be doing much more grandiose things if you need me to, but...
Can you make sure if anything goes wrong that the kid gets out safe?
I think that is more down to the Kirill.
Yeah, but looks back to where they came from. Between you and me, I kind of hate the guy, and I don't trust him, so...
I can see that. You're not hiding it very well.
I wasn't trying to, really, so...
To be honest, I think that it is only one-sided. He doesn't seem to have any animosity towards the rest of you.
Yeah, well, still doesn't make his case any better. I don't dislike him because he dislikes me. The things he did before when we were fighting. I think he would let all of us die if he gets to complete his goal.
It's possible. And it is more than likely. But if he is that easily persuaded, why would he even try and help? If he is that petty, then why would he be here?
Because we share a common goal.
The child is a common goal.
No, killing a demon is. I think he's willing to compromise rather more than the fact that he cares.
Perhaps.
Can work with the guy, just don't like him.
That is fair. I do remember seeing his kind. They're always very sheltered. You wouldn't be able to see them so much from the surface.
They lived underground?
Out of all of the worlds that are out there, a lot of them breathed, a lot of them saw the light. But his people, they prefer to be underground, isolated by themselves. Perhaps their communities were strong, but I doubt they would have seen anyone else, especially people like us. You, me. We are not all made the same, although we think that.
I know. I'm not trying to say that his anger is not justified or his confusion unfounded. I just think the way he's going about it will end up getting one of us hurt. And also, he's a bit of a hypocrite.
But I think that you, out of anyone that I've met, have been able to change perception, the ideals, the view that someone has. You changed mine. You changed Kai's.
More like he changed mine, but
It
maybe.
goes both ways, no? He never said he liked nobility, or at least people like you or people in your position. And now, well, he seems pretty infatuated.
Yeah, but I don't think he likes me because I'm a noble.
No, but he puts it aside.
Hmm.
He doesn't see it as a trait. If you need this coral, this crickpod, it is better to find common ground and make sure that it is strong and that your position with him is justified. As you say, you have a common goal, but you can also be acquaintances on the way. It is better to make friends than to make enemies.
I suppose you're right. I fear that he's forgetting what he's doing all this for.
Then remind him. Show him the purpose of all of this. Not just the rage, not just the killing, but for what comes after. Some people are just one-minded.
And if I can't reach him?
And then you kill him. I don't know. It's just a
Oh,
suggestion.
okay. That was okay. That escalated quickly.
Well, I'm sure he won't be offended by the opportunity to make amends of some kind.
If you're suggesting I apologize, I have not going to do that.
I know, you're not going to apologize. Nor do you have any reason to apologize.
But second chances and all that.
If he's going out of his way for this, then I think that he might deserve it.
Fine. I'll try and be friends with him.
Oh, and she kind of like grabs the side of your shirt, just like, oh, look at
Plus,
you.
it would be useful to have him on the research team for the thing I
This is so
planned.
analytical.
Can't help how my brain works. Plus, if he truly could help with the research I had in mind, it could help you too, so.
I am happy where I am. So all of that can take its time. It's been however long. I don't need to have it now.
I know, but doesn't hurt to start.
She nods.
Now, you said those creatures are immune.
Well, it didn't enter its system. You're the science man, so you'll figure it out.
Alright. I'm getting out of my comfort zone a lot this past week. I don't know how I feel about it.
It's good. It's character building.
Yay!
And you haven't thrown up yet from all of the jams?
Why would you have to remind me of that? I just forgot.
Well, at least you have something to counteract it now. And she gestures towards the water. And I had a little bit extra in there as well.
As in, like, more of it? Or
She disappears.
okay. Oh, and there she goes. Thank you again. He's gonna start filling up all of the bottles and then...
This small sort of nymph spirit just looks over to you.
I'm so sorry if this was your main water source and now it looks like a galaxy as for it's still water, technically speaking.
You see another one just bobbing in it, just floating along.
Is it alive?
You don't know.
Okay.
Does it look severely drunk?
Fills up the bottles, trying to not think about the consequences of making a holy lake in the Fey realm. And is gonna awkwardly shuffle over to Corel, trying to think of a mutual topic that isn't, hey, so demon killing, am I right? So just kind of awkwardly, not circling, but just being around his space, looking at what he's doing.
You see he finishes creating this curved blade that is created out of green energy that folds itself into this pitch black shadow towards the tip. And you see it fully formed, and he looks at it, disappears. Yes, Alicia.
Do
You're doing the thing
are
that you
you
normally do when you are nervous.
are you afraid of bat-like creatures?
No, I've dealt with them many times.
Oh, because there is some that might be immune to the green goo effect thing.
No, that is good to know.
And it's probably not best for me to go alone to investigate.
I can go with
If
you.
you want, okay, great.
He kind of just
You might
gives a
also
little
want
bit
to
of a stare.
put this on and gives him a spare face mask just in case.
You see the sort of mandibles around his mouth just lock into place and create this sort of natural, all-in-one, no seals around space in front of him.
Will you be able to talk that
There is a
way?
mind link.
Oh, okay.
I can talk to you this way.
Right.
Normally, my
Handy.
people would speak without even saying anything, pheromones. But this is also
Impressive.
works. And I believe these creatures are called spindle nooks.
Mm.
They were
So
around
you
during my era as well.
I am did or have been told that your people used to live underground. Is
Who
this
told you that?
similar to home?
Who told you?
My goddess Nebula.
Makes sense. Since back then she would have been able to see us. Very well. Yes, we were. We'd have interconnecting tunnel systems that would go into each other's homes. We had no reason for doors or privacy. We were quite an all-encompassing family. And there'd be thousands of us.
So was it pretty large communities then working together?
Yes. Underground we'd have cities, but over thousands of kilometers in distance.
And how far could you speak to your people?
Quite far.
Like, is it? I'm sorry, this is offensive. Is it kind of like how ants or bees communicate on far distances?
Yes.
That would be quite useful in situations such as these.
If you had a similar form to me, if you were some version of a quick pod, then we'd be able to exchange pleasantries similar to how we're doing now. But no one would be able to listen. Or everyone could listen. It was a very trusting community.
I can imagine. I wish I could change form sometimes.
A lot of the tunnels that you see in your world, the Underdark, everything else, they're all mainly formed from us. And now we're just a fragment of the past.
Did your people ever travel off this planet?
We never had the luxury of it. We never intended to either. We never had the same ideology as those on the surface, looking to the stars and seeing what's beyond. We were always very fixated on this world. It offered us so much. Why would we leave it?
Sometimes, I guess we get lost in the pursuit of something bigger and forget about what's really important,
Of course.
what we already have.
There is so much to do and see and aspirations to have, but that's what was nice about our community. It was simple, mundane. We focused on the now and never bothered about the future.
Have you ever thought about teaching others about this?
I had. I was a teacher. At least to my people.
I know, but I meant now. I know you can't bring back your people. But the sound of your community, at least to me, sounds pleasant. Maybe there would be people who be willing to learn more about it, your way of living.
I don't think people are so interested in learning of the past. Not anymore.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I know a bunch of nerds.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
At least what my sister used to call me a lot of times, but yes.
Do you miss your sister?
I miss what we used to have.
And why can't you have that now?
We're too different, despite being twins.
But what
I don't
happened
think she
before hasn't
understands.
changed.
No, but can't really go back to that, can I? Can only keep moving forward.
Why not?
I could not travel back in time to when I was a kid. No, thank you.
No, but those memories are still there, no? Those thoughts, those
Yes.
feelings, they all stay with us. No matter how far forward we move, we can always look back and take a couple of steps. We can't jump ahead, or we can jump back. Time is constant, but our minds are ours. It is our choice how we wish to move.
I don't think she wants to revisit those memories, and I feel like it's a two-way street, so.
I understand.
In some ways, I kind of also don't miss those happy times with her, so. Because I know what comes after. And I don't want to experience that all over again, so.
That I can agree on.
But I can make new bonds with other people. That feel similar. It's not the same, but can't just keep being down in the dumps about it. Not productive.
Yeah. Your race, how long do they live for?
Remind me, Max, it's like double human age, so like 150.
Yeah, maximum 200-ish, yeah.
200-ish max, though I'm probably not hitting that far.
That is quite a long time. My people, they live much shorter lives. 15 years.
Oh.
Yes. It seems very short in comparison, doesn't it?
Very.
There are ways to trick this, as many of you have learnt. There are people out there in this world that exceed their limits. I found ways to work around that. But I would have followed the same path as everyone else. I saw no reason to live longer. But now I choose to, because I have to, for them.
Do you want to, though?
I want to die. But not yet. I want to be able to rejoin my home. But I can't. I must wait. And if it means waiting an extra 100 years and suffering with every breath, then I will. Until what is done, what needs to be done, is fully completed.
You know, you got a second chance that most people don't. And I know you want to reunite with them, but I'm sure they wouldn't want your entire existence to just be suffering and violence.
No, perhaps not.
And when you visit them again, I'm sure they would like to hear some fun and happy stories too.
Well, I've yet to have any.
Well, maybe we plan you like a birthday party or something when we come back.
Don't.
We're gonna need a lot of candles, though. Might be a fire hazard. I'm sure Ulrich can take care of it.
Perhaps this will be the death of us all.
No, it's settled. We're making you a birthday party when we come back. We gotta live to see it.
Well, perhaps. I've never had cake.
I'm not the biggest fan, but I think it's nice to have it for the occasion.
Okay. If we are victorious, then we can plan this celebration. But not just for me, for everyone. I don't need to be pampered. I prefer it be shared.
Okay. I victory celebration.
He nods. Ideal.
All right, it's a deal then.
As you're heading further down, you eventually come across some of these creatures hanging upside down. Together, you start trying to plan at least something to do with these creatures, or at least learn of them a bit further. Whilst that's going on, we're just going to focus quickly on Oberon before we end today's session. Oberon, you are going to attempt to dream. Can you roll a d20, please?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. And who are you trying to dream with? Are you just trying to dream with your mother?
They'd want to see their mother, and basically just give her a bit of a heads up that like things might go really badly, but that they've seen their uncle and he seems terrible actually, but that it's good to see him, and then would see if Maeve's asleep because
Okay.
it might not work.
Sure.
And
Um,
Oberon still doesn't know how she really feels about any of it, so
as you dream here at the moment, trying to find your mother, you do find her, but she is currently kind of standing beside on their knees, Amandus, who is looking up at a beautiful fountain, which you remember being in your own home. Can you roll a history check to see if you can remember anything about this fountain? Okay. Well, it's your home, so roll advantage. Roll advantage since it's your house. That only makes sense.
let's see. I'll just roll again.
Okay. So this fountain was put together by your father as almost a slight joke. That's what it began as. It was essentially a sort of like middle finger to the material world and how the Fey world is just much better in every single way. And to do that, he made this fountain that had been enchanted to the point of divination. The entire thing is holy water. And there are these two sort of pillars on either side that have these cherub-looking creatures, and they have their hands behind their head, and they're just peeing into the fountain. The entire thing had this sort of radiant glow to it. On one end, it looks quite like beautiful from afar. It looks like, the angels are. No, it's pretty much that. Your father would, in fact, jokingly take glasses out of it and just like drink some of the holy water himself. Seemed to be a bit of a ritual for him to like have some holy water. It made him just feel good. It kind of gave a bit of a pep in his step. But everyone kind of just like took it as a bit of a joke as he'd constantly be drinking and go, just pretend he's drinking piss. But your uncle sits there at the fountain with his kind of hands just against the side, looking up, just almost having this nightmare of sorts, where he is picturing his brother looking down at him with this sort of displeased look as though he's failed him. And you can watch your mother is just standing idly by the side and steps up and places a hand on his shoulder. And as you're kind of keeping a sort of a third person view of this, he is just whispering to himself, I don't know why I left you. I was scared. I reached out to everyone. I tried so hard to avenge you, to bring your legacy back into the light. And I just couldn't. I failed. I couldn't get any closer. And as he's like saying these things into the water, into this shadow that is staring at him, you see your mother place her hand on his shoulder, and he turns and sees her. For a moment, he believes it to be an illusion, but because of your words previously, you see he kind of like looks up, and the tears that run down his face are wiped away by her, and she just goes down on the same level as him and kind of embraces him in a hug, and he just wraps his arms around her as tight as he can. You just see him sobbing by himself as he is just holding her. She, although was sort of the sister-in-law, there was also this sort of closer relationship that they had. Not like a mother, but very nurturing towards both your father and your uncle. And you can see he had no one else really that can break his walls as she has. And he is just kind of there, distraught. All of it's coming out as it seems like pent up emotions just now flooding through. As he is just there, just grieving, saying everything he can. And she's just there to listen, to try and help him. Try and free his mind of any sorts of bad thoughts that may be crossing them. Seeing this, do you interact or do you go straight and try and find Maeve?
No, Oberon would leave them to have their privacy. Figures if anyone can get through to him or help him or whatever, it'll be her and not themselves. So
Okay. Then you find where Maeve is, and you can see that the dream that she's currently having is a very dark room by herself, as she just sat on a chair, looking forward. Pale expression across her face as she's just staring, looking ahead.
she seemed like distraught.
Roll an insight check.
I'm still really bad at these. Which makes no sense, because I can see what people are feeling. I guess I just don't know why.
Yeah, hard to say. She's just kind of staring ahead, looking into the void, hands on her sort of kneecaps, and just very focused, just staring ahead. Doesn't notice that you're here.
Oberon would kind of step down behind her and kind of just like trail a hand, I guess, like over the back of her shoulder.
No response. She's still just looking forward.
Does she immediately, like, does this look like a little too much like Kirill's mind palace?
Roll an Arcana
Or
check.
is it...
No. If anything, it seems like she's challenging herself to something. She's imposing this on herself. And then that's when you see her chest. She finally breathes after however long that you've just been looking at her like a statue. After having felt the touch, you see the pale expression across her face changes to that sort of blue hue from the tiefling. Hello. Are you here for business or... I've always wondered if, you know...
would just kind of chuckle and go, well, just a warning that we might not be seeing each other again.
I enjoyed our little moments. Why? Running off to somewhere fun? Found someone else?
No, nothing like that. Just family drama. Might go poorly.
Family drama. Oh,
Hmm.
I hate family drama. You know my advice to it.
Yes, unfortunately, it's not very useful in this situation.
Oh, I
Would make
find
things
it's...
easier, but
Oh, it's certainly the easy way out. But why would you make it hard on yourself? Avoid all
trying to
complications and take the easy route.
no, I'm trying to keep the complications around for as long as I can.
You like it hard, don't you?
Well, they're worth it.
They're worth it. Now, you haven't seen me in a long time, and most of the time you come and see me, it's because of Gilgamesh. So, let me just put 1 and 1 together, and I get 2. Don't tell me you've got yourself one of his little toys.
Oh, I've heard enough about him and his meddling for ever.
No.
Be older than he is by the time I stop hearing about it.
Well, he's quite the mover. He's making sure that he's in everyone's pocket, so don't be too surprised or shocked when you hear his name, especially when he makes himself more publicly known. Before, he was hiding in the shadows. Imagine what he's like when he's publicly out there.
Yeah, with how many friends he's been making recently, it's wouldn't be a surprise.
Oh, quite a lot. Small armies, factories, everything. Quite impressive, really. Some could be jealous.
You can always take it back off him.
I didn't mean me. I quite enjoy it from afar.
Good chaos.
Excellent chaos. With a little bit of order, which makes it all the better. Forget law. Don't need that. So why are you here? Don't say it's just to see my pretty face.
Well, I've spoken to you about it before. You're not stupid, but it's your choice. And I am here to see you.
Hmm.
If I die tomorrow,
Well, does that mean you want a dream to remember then? Because I can make all of your dreams come true, Oberon. You may have
I'll
full
go.
domain here, but I can take control if you like.
Is that what that was? Kind of would nod to the whole random massive table black box bullshit that was going on when they got here. A bit dreary. Could have at least decorated.
Well, what's the point in decorating when you're the focus?
Hmm. Oberon would kind of like lean down and kind of like nuzzle like kind of the back of her neck um and just kind of get in closer to her and kind of basically start decorating the room a little bit like around them.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't seem to notice the decorations. Is there anything else you wish to discuss with Maeve?
No, I mean, Oberon would have been trying. Oberon would have been trying and kind of trying to like get her on side, seeing if she'd be willing to like help, but they don't want to like force her or make her, and it's kind of, as much as she does or doesn't want to help, so isn't gonna like push it, and doesn't want to owe her and Gil anything either, so also isn't pushing it for that reason.
Okay. You just continue to chip at the wall then and try and find more purchase for the next time you may bring up something to try and get some info from. But for the time being, it's a nice dream.
But do you have freaky dream sex? We
Yes,
need to know.
Yes,
Please don't.
It has probably happened before. It will probably happen again.
Good to know.
Have some standards. God damn.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro.
I don't know which one is worse, the freaky dream sex or the freaky old sex.
The old sex is really freaky.
Hey, Oberon is...
Considering there was a guy in the cut chair probably like through 50% of it, yeah.
Hey,
fear was
Oberon is
100%
now
there.
old as fuck, so it's like, we don't even know how old Oberon really is. We don't know how long Oberon's about to live, like, unless they get... We don't fucking know. We got no clue. Zero ideas.
Oh my god.
You're about to find out whether you can get STDs through dreams.
Well, we know Cal can't.
Maybe you don't.
We can reverse engineer a vaccine off Cal. It's fine.
With all of this, Olrin, you finish your creations. The creations begin to finish their creations. You have your long rest. Cal, as you're dreaming, you said you didn't want to dream.
Very specifically.
So you don't dream.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I have no concentration.
You wake up.
control of it.
You wake up
Oh,
to
no.
something else.
Why?
You feel this breeze come down one of the tunnels, and on the air, a petal lands by you.
That's good. Look.
Another one.
This is not going to be
Another.
good. This
You
is
don't
going to
know
be
that.
bad. We know this
You
is
don't
going to
know
be
that.
bad, right?
You
No, this is going to be bad.
look to the cave as you hear silent boots approaching.
Oh boy.
Stepping through into the light, you see this impressive man standing there with brilliant scale armor in full red, similar to your dragon. And you see a woman behind him as well. The two of them adorned in this beautiful red armor. As Oberon, you notice your uncle looks up in recognition as someone has come to the call. But we'll pick that up next time as we end today's session.
What the fuck is this?
And
Interesting.
so
We're so cooked next week, guys.
We'll see
Tune
where
in.
this
No.
goes.
It might be not horrible. It might be horrible.
I was so afraid that was going to be another dream sex session for Cal this time.
Nope. There's simply no dreams here.
Jesus. On that note, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy Dream Sex, give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitch if you want more of this. Watch only Tuesday, because this only happens in Tuesday. If you don't want this, have a look at our other streams, which are on Fridays and Sundays. We stream weekly, every week, every month, every year. Well, it's been 2 years, so we're doing pretty well so far. We haven't missed a year yet. But thank you very much for watching.
Good job, Ross.
Good job. Let's have a little round of applause for ourselves. But we'll pick you up next time. Thank you very much. Enjoy and take care. Bye bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.